Now, you be lucky, especially starting out. You be lucky you make $500 a week starting out. So, and you ain't going to get a lot of miles when you first start out. Nope, you be lucky if you get 500 miles a week starting out, especially when you training. You got to split it with your trainer. So, I mean, you ain't gonna. There's a lot of people who think they're gonna get their CDL and they're gonna get a load of get it like go to work for Jim Palmer, and they're gonna give you a load of refrigerated stuff out of Florida going to Washington State. Don't work like that. They the only guys that get them kind of runs nowadays is owner operators. If you're lucky.
You'll be lucky in your first year in trucking if you make 500 or more dollars a week. You'll be lucky. Now, the statement that the gentleman made is not false. I know people who is making less than $500 a week in trucking and will continue to make less than $500 a week in trucking. And these are OTR drivers. I know people, I get the question all the time, what company should I go to? What company should I go to? What company should I go to? You guys are on my Facebook Messenger right now. What company should I go to? I get the question asked all the time. And I got tired of recommending companies because I was recommending the exact same companies, Swift, Knight, and Prime. Okay, why those three companies for refrigerated? Because I'm assuming if you're asking me, you want to refrigerate it. Well, y'all know Knight and Swift pays the exact same thing, and Prime pretty much pays the exact same thing. But now I no longer recommend companies. I recommend who's gonna pay you the most. So if you ask me what company should you go to, this is what I've been telling y'all lately. That's been sending me this message. You need to figure out who is going to pay you the highest cents per mile to do the job. Okay? In order to make 500 or less dollars a week in trucking, you have to find a company that's paying you between 12 cent, well, a company that's paying you less than 20 cents a mile, put it like that. You know, I was averaging about 3,000 miles a week. So, in order for me to run 3,000 miles and make less than $500 a week, I would have to be at a company paying me, I don't know, 3,000 times what is going to give me less than 500. Was it 15 cent a mile? Well, 15 cent a mile times 3,000 should be less than 500 a week gross. I'm not sure, but it should be. There are companies that are paying 10 cents a mile, 12 cents a mile. Um, there are companies that are doing it. And some of y'all will end up at these companies, and some of y'all will sign contracts with these companies, and some of y'all will continue to get ripped off for an entire year with these companies. Some of y'all will be in trucking for 30 years and make the exact same as somebody starting off mates. They just got their CDL. I know people that unfortunately they have that much experience, and there's new people making more than them. There's people out there. And I was trying to figure out what did I do different? What did I do different to make a little bit more money starting off? Because ever since I've been in trucking, I never received a weekly check less than $500 a week. So according to this guy, I'm the lucky one. I'm the guy that has never made a check less than $500 a week, except for training, because of course training I don't know if you want to count training. Um, I believe training for me at night was about, I think it was around $400 every single week for the first 3 weeks. And until I got solo, that was the only time that I didn't even have a CDL then, so I guess you still can't count that. But that's the only time in trucking that I ever received a check less than $500 a week. The only other time that I guess you could say I received a check less than $500 a week is the check I got at the house, which was no check at all. Yes, no check at all. Now, I'm looking at a piece of paper. Grab it off my desk. It says application for Tennessee driver's license. Flip to the back. And it's my receipt. And on this receipt, it says the amount I paid for my Tennessee CDL was $26.39. That's how much it costed me to get a CDL, $26.39. Yet, there are people out there who have somehow managed to pay $10,000, $8,000, $6,000. Some of y'all have taken out loans to get a CDL. They financed the CDL. I know people that's got a loan at 18% interest rate for a CDL. Yet, I only paid $26.39. Am I the lucky one? I may be. I may be the lucky one. That's all I paid for a CDL, $26.39. I didn't pay $3,000. I didn't pay $2,000. I didn't pay any of that. I paid $26.39. I'm looking at the receipt right here. Application for Tennessee's driver license, straight from the DMV. It says 06/22/2015. That was the date. That was the date I was applying at the DMV to get my CDL. But anyways, how did I do it? How did I only pay $26 for a CDL? Well, for one reason, I stayed with a company for an entire year, which is why I didn't have to pay anything for my CDL, except, the $26. I'm assuming that's when I went to go and get my picture taken. I guess that's what they charged me for that. Now, how did I avoid paying $10,000? It's a good question. Me, I guess it's the way I think. First of all, I never even had $10,000. So why would I borrow $10,000 that I never even had? Why would I borrow the money from somebody knowing good and well they ain't ever getting their money back? Why would I even borrow it, let alone at 18% interest rate? It makes absolutely no sense. I never even had $3,000. So why take out a loan? It makes no sense. Night school was like $3,000. But there was no loan to take. There was no take out a loan and none of that crap. It was you do a year and it's free. They started me off at 38 cents or 37 cents, but luckily for me, when I first started, they was giving a 1 cent raise for the entire company, so 38 cents is what I started off with. And of course, if most of y'all do not know, because y'all don't do y'all research, I received an additional 5 cents for all miles as a bonus for running 30,000 miles within 3 months. And of course, that includes safety and fuel mileage, and I think those are the only 3. So that brought me up to 43 cents for all miles. So, anyways, So how do you keep from making less than $500 a week when you get to CD? I'm finna tell you how you do it, because a lot of y'all ask this question over and over and over again on my Facebook Messenger. You want to know what company should you go with? You know, I'm looking at Facebook Messenger right now, and I got over 100 messages that I haven't responded to. On top of all the comments that's on YouTube, people asking why come I don't respond to YouTube comments. There's only one of me and about 10,000 of you guys subscribed. I just can't. I can't do it. I can't respond to everybody. You know, I try to go and check the comments, and I reply to some. Some people get lucky. I do reply, but you know, when I'm out there on the road driving 11 hours a day or more or less, depending on what I was doing, you know, I wasn't going down the road with my phone in my hand trying to figure out what people were saying about my videos. That's not what I was doing. I was on Zello, listening, learning the trucking industry, learning the freight lanes, the rates, the brokers, how to run a truck, how to run a trucking business. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. A lot of y'all will not catch up to times. A lot of y'all will never learn the information, but the information is out there. You can learn it your first year as a company driver, and you can do with somebody in about 10 years. What they did in 10 years, you can do your first year, or at least your second year. You can do it. It can be done, because I'm on the way to doing it. Okay? You know, I was talking to one guy on Facebook Messenger. He told me, you know, his trainer was trying to teach him with an atlas. And I said, you know, ain't nothing wrong with, what's wrong with learning with an atlas? And then he told me the atlas was from the year 2004. Do you understand how much construction was done from 2004 to 2016? I mean, just think about it for a minute. Do you know how many earthquakes and hurricanes and cities have been destroyed and rebuilt, and how much road work has been done in Chicago and Texas? I mean, are you kidding me? But, you know, it's an old school truck driver who just have not caught up to times. I mean, I know truck drivers that think like this, and times are passing them up. Now I know some old school truck drivers that are caught up to times. They have invested in GPSs and Google Maps. They know how to use Google Maps, and they no longer have the flip phones. They got the smartphones, and they're finally using Truckers Path Pro. And you know, if you're gonna use the Atlas, can we at least bring it up to the year 2016? That's all I'm asking. But you know what I told him? I told him, you know, when you get to a truck stop, when he gets a Love's or a Pilot, go in there and buy his trainer a 2016 Atlas. You know, you got to help the guy come up to times. That's the only way. It's the only way that the guy is going to get up to times. Okay. Now, of course, it's easy for his trainer to use a 2004 Atlas book, because his trainer don't even need the book regardless. He already knows how to get from California to freaking Florida. All you gotta do is hop on 40 and freaking just go east. I mean, it's not rocket science. I mean, you don't even need a GPS to get from California to the East Coast. I mean, hop on Interstate 10, 40, just go east. It's not rocket science. But what else do I want to talk about? I'm gonna have to make a part 2, because YouTube only allows me to upload 15-minute videos, and I still don't even know if I got my point across. Let me get right back to y'all.